dudes. I saw him do it to Charlie.
Yeah,
That's why
but
I'm not saying
he
he's
just
not
played
like
a certain
that.
way.
I
He
just
was a
never
certain
knew
thing. PJ didn't play. He didn't play nothing out there. Oak. There's certain guys that played hard. Zebo.
Okay, you haven't said a name that
but
got a
about that
big
life.
name.
I'm talking about that was like,
Draymond on that list or nah?
Nah, that's no.
That's a different.
I think what Draymond does is sometimes calculated. Draymond ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something to him, do something back to him.
That's what I was talking about earlier.
That's the list I'm talking about.
That's all. He ain't did nothing to nobody who's gonna do something back to him. And I said it on our show. Ain't nobody hit Draymond in his shit yet.
But
Ain't nobody. He didn't went up for a layup, and ain't nobody took him out the air. Ain't nobody hit him. Ain't nobody stepped on his chest. Ain't nobody did anything that he's done to nobody.
Don't ever underestimate the heart of a champion.
Okay, Ring Culture, welcome back to Ring Culture, where we play no games. We just spit game about the game we love. Before we get into this video, though, go over to my reaction page, The Nuclear Reactor, and check out my Hoops reaction playlists. I got 3 of those over there, 2 Michael Jordan playlists, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, whole bunch of other different great basketball reactions in my Hoops playlist. Y'all will love it over there. Each playlist contains 30 videos each. I'm on the 3rd one, so I think I'm at like 27 videos on that one. But back over here, Ring Culture, make sure y'all like and comment down below. That's how y'all push me into the algorithm. And then I'll go get them. When my content hit them and fit them and sit with them. Subscribe and hit the bell notification so y'all can be notified for every time I upload, share my videos, and hype my channel. If y'all want to support the channel financially as well, you can hit the Cash App. I'll put a QR code here, but the link will also be in the description. But either way, I enjoy y'all being here. I love all my subs. So y'all know Austin Rivers and Draymond Green is beefing. And Draymond Green did get mad fucking disrespectful. It was crazy. So I want y'all to listen to what both of these dudes had to say. What Draymond said about Austin in response to something Austin said. And then what Austin clapped back at Draymond with. And then I'm going to come back and give y'all my thoughts. Just my thoughts. Check this out.
To get in these back and forths, because quite honestly, guys that you usually get into the back and forths with, they become back and forths because it's like one of them like severely tips something this way and the other just like kind of so far down that it kind of pulls you back a little bit. And so speaking of Austin Rivers, I saw he said he's bewildered and it's ridiculous of what I said. And I just find it interesting that a guy who was the 10th pick in my draft, I was 35, who's on his second act, still on act 1. He goes, Draymond, never been a scorer. Austin, you and I averaged the same amount of points in high school. And I say high school because that's when you were at your best. And then in college, he was still good. He was very featured at Duke because NBA careers, should he really talk about my NBA career? I'm still with my first team. He was gone from his first team in 2 years. The guy received the biggest bailout in U.S. history prior to President Trump bailing out the airlines when his dad gave him $42 million. And I tip my hat to Doc. I pray that I can give DJ $200 million or give Deuce $250 million. I pray that I can do that one day. I love how people just go take the 15 seconds that they want to take and make it a headline. But I really enjoyed watching Austin Rivers be bewildered.
Come on, Draymond. This is ridiculous. Seriously. Ridiculous, but you know what? I'm going to address it because you crossed the line and you are mad disrespectful for whatever reason. You've been around too long. We both were drafted in the same class. The fact that you don't have the wherewithal to do your due diligence and actually understand I was being highly complimentary of you on the Dan Patrick show, but it's you, and I shouldn't be surprised. You always act irrationally, emotionally immature, and your anger always puts you in hot water. So here I am having to address a video of you belittling my career. First off, Draymond, we weren't the same players in high school. I don't care about our numbers being similar. I did it at the national level, the top level. Hence why I got the Naismith Award, and I got pretty much every award you can think of in high school. I was ranked number 1. You were ranked, I don't know. So cut it out. Next. College, you actually were a really good college basketball player, but it's hard to compare because I was only there for 6 months, something you could never do. Talk about I was, one of the featured guys. No, I was the guy. I led my team in scoring. I was first team All-ACC, freshman player of the year, lottery pick. Stop. Next. The NBA, hey man, you got it, Dre. I mean, listen, I played in the NBA for more than 10 years, more than a decade, but 11 years, but I'm not a Hall of Famer like you. So I'll give you that credit. All right, you got it. But let's peel back that onion and understand why. Easy, Tiger. Okay? You have the delusion, the non-wherethal, the irony of you saying I'm part of the biggest bailout in NBA history. Draymond, you were the luckiest basketball player I think I've ever seen, especially in modern day history. Let's talk about that. You were drafted to a franchise with a Hall of Fame front office, Bob Myers, Hall of Fame coach, Steve Kerr, the greatest shooter of all time, and perhaps the top 5 player of all time, Steph Curry, Hall of Famer. One of the greatest shooters, top 5 shooter of all time, another Hall of Famer, Klay Thompson. The Swiss Army knife himself, the guy who could do a little bit of everything on the floor, Andre Iguodala, another Hall of Famer. I know, keep up, it's a lot of talent. Not to mention one of the most lethal scorers of all time and arguably a top 10 player of all time, Kevin Durant, the same guy you chased off because of this, your mouth. You talk too much. And that's not even counting the plethora of talent around those guys. The Sean Livingstons, the Barbosas, the Andrew Wiggins, the Jordan Pooles, who you also chased off. Cut it out. Draymond, you're the backpack jump shooter. You're the guy that everyone leaves open. No one guards you. There are hours and hours and hours of film of just you being left wide open. In fact, anybody can just YouTube or Google or watch any Draymond game ever, and he's open all game. There are clips of you getting a rebound and just driving in a straight line and just getting a wide open layup because everyone's fanning out to guard the actual talent on the team. Talking about Steve Kerr hindered your career. Bro, Steve Kerr made your career. How dare you? Coming at me? Are you kidding me? I wish I could give my son $200 million if I was a coach. Yo, the NBA doesn't give coaching jobs to guys who may or may not sucker punch one of the players and staff. You need to fall back, Dre. Let's just be frenemies.
Yeah. So, you know what's funny? It's funny when you in a beef with somebody, but you're not really speaking reality. You're just taking shots because there's some truth to what Draymond said that Doc Rivers got his son on the Clippers team. But the problem with what he said is Austin Rivers wasn't a bad player. He was a solid player in the NBA. Yeah, he was a journeyman, but there are some journeymen in the NBA that are above average. And I thought that he was one of those guys. And I know a lot of people in the media tried to spin it as if he wasn't, but I never believed that was true, that he was just bailing him out. That's kind of weird. But when Austin Rivers clapped back, everything he said about Draymond Green was true, and people have been saying it for years. I remember that one year Draymond Green had a camera crew follow him around so he can do a documentary of himself. Like, I've never heard of a role player getting a documentary in any sport. Like, Draymond Green won Defensive Player of the Year, which is a great accomplishment. He is a great defender, but he's a great defender relative to the era that he's in. A great defender in this area, I don't think would be a great defender back in the day. So I just want to point that out. But he still was a great defender. But Draymond Green's a role player, though. That's what he is. He speaks as if he's not a role player. You know what I'm saying? You remember Charles Barkley said, all these bus riders, they don't mean nothing to me. What do you think you'll hear one of these, the third or fourth option on the team bragging about being a champion? And is that right? Because they contributed, but Draymond Green was never a number 2 option on the Warriors and never a number 1 either. As a matter of fact, when one of those top 2 players are out, the hierarchy changes, means that everybody moves up a slot in their priority. And Draymond Green, whenever Klay or Curry was out, one at a time or both, he never stepped up his game as far as scoring, anything like that to solidify that he's a superstar or anything other than a role player. You know what I'm saying? He has this need to be in beef with people like all the time. I get it though. Like if somebody, like I don't have a real big problem of what somebody says about me to someone else. I have a problem with what people say to me sometimes. That's disrespectful. And then you can meet their energy. But like talking about me to somebody else, I really don't. Who cares, bruh? Like, the distance for me is what matters. Like, if you don't fucking like me, you cannot like me from a distance. I don't care about that kind of stuff. But a lot of people seem to care if someone says something about them that they deem to be disrespectful, and they got to get into this dirty war with them. And it's not that my approach is better than anybody else's. It's just it's just exhausting. You will be exhausted trying to defend yourself against everything someone says about you, and then taking a lot of things as a slight. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see. I don't see where. See, Draymond Green can talk to Austin Rivers like this because Austin Rivers doesn't have a championship. None. The problem is that Draymond Green, you were a great contributor to the Warriors, but I'm not going to lie to you, man. I think sometimes I see a player as how valuable they are relative to how many other players can you get to do what they do? You understand what I'm saying? And I believe that you can get a lot of players to do what Draymond did if you could get them to buy into your system. I just don't think I don't think his skill set is something that you can't find in a lot of players. Now, I'm not saying that half the league or nothing like that, but put it this way, like you can't get a whole bunch of players to come and do what Durant does or Curry. Even though this league now has become a three-point shooting contest, those guys were still on a different level in their skill-wise. Also, I feel like if you are out there taking so many things as a slight, that it's almost like a little bit of an insecurity when the person is not actually talking to you. Like I said before, my problem is what people say to me, not about me, or what they say about me to me. You understand what I'm saying? Or else you're gonna be arguing with people all the time. And Steve Kerr did make Draymond's career. Like, I don't understand what the big deal is. Like, we can all see you. We can see your career out there on the court. And at no point did Draymond ever raise his game where you would have even seen him as a second option in this era. Because remember, in this era, a second option can average anywhere from 23 to 28 points. It wasn't like that back in the day. Second options wasn't putting up numbers like that. But this is the getting away with offensive fouls, walks, barely playing defense era. Soft as hell, officiating soft, everybody goes to the line era. I will say that OKC has helped to usher in certain teams playing better defense just so they can compete with those guys, which I love. And Wembanyama he makes it a priority to be a great rim protector and play defense. So I appreciate that about those guys. But everything Austin Rivers said about Draymond Green was true. And I think some of the things that Draymond said about Austin Rivers was false. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I know y'all hear that a lot of people call Draymond a fake tough guy. You remember Kenya Martin said that he's calculated. He does things to people that he knows is not going to do things back to him. I don't know if that's true or not. But it does seem like it sometimes. But Austin Rivers fucking cooked him. Everything he said was true. Not one thing he said that was out of place. And then trying to like, you want to Draymond Green want to compare his career to a journeyman role player in the NBA when you play with some of the absolute best fucking players in the league. Which is insane. Obviously, Austin Rivers played with some of the best players in the league because a journeyman goes to a team where there's a superstar and a number two or whatever. But the Golden State Warriors had a unique blend. Like, you'll be hard pressed to find two players on the same team, #1 caliber options that can shoot the fucking lights out. Like 2 of the best shooters ever. And all you do is run them off of screens and pin downs and shit like that. They made Draymond Green life easier, but he helped them out too. He was the enforcer, and he played defense. But that doesn't rise him to a superstar status. Not to me. I've always seen Draymond Green as a role player. I've always seen him as a role player. He won Defensive Player of the Year, and I guess I guess you can argue him doing that would make him above a role player. I just never seen him as that. When he first came in the league, I think he was scoring like 16 points per game, which was pretty damn good. That's when I think he was an actual legitimate third option. And as years went on and on, those scoring numbers decreased. And when Kevin Durant got there, if he was the third option before Kevin Durant got there, he wasn't anymore. That third option spot, a lot of people would say went to Klay Thompson, and that they probably pit Durant over Klay. But Draymond Green was not the third option on those Golden State Warriors. And just like Rivers said, you know, he called Kevin Durant a bitch, and Kevin Durant, like he does, tucked tail, and he ran the fuck out of Golden State. And when he got out of Golden State, he complained that he didn't like the offense. It is so fucking insane how soft this era is. These dudes complain about playing 82 games. They complain about the minimum game rule. Y'all are making more money than anybody in NBA history, any player in NBA history has ever made, and y'all ratings are fucking low. Low. And a lot of it is because of this clown bullshit that keeps going on off the court. These players get on their podcast and say all kind of dumb shit. Like, y'all seen what Jaylen Brown decided to complain after they fucking choked away a 3-1 lead. Suddenly, Joel Embiid flopping was the reason they lost. Absolutely mind-boggling. But y'all let me know what y'all think about what Austin Rivers had to say about Draymond Green. It was all true to me, everything he said. And I think some of the stuff Draymond said was true, but some of that shit was false. I want to know what y'all think about the beef, and are these two guys telling the truth about each other? Let me know in the comments section. Talk to me, I'll talk back, and always remember, we are ring culture, because the whole point of the culture is to win rings for the culture. I love y'all. Peace.